Tigers tonight. It is Alfredo Simon presented by Family Heating, Cooling and Electrical.
Alfredo Simon coming off a 9-inning shutout, one hitter. Will that curveball be there again for him? Can he control the left-handed batters in the Angels lineup? 11-7 on the year. ERA on the way down. So another start like the last would be nice.
Here is the starting lineup for the Halos tonight, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Calhoun, Trout, Pujols, the top three. Murphy cleaning up. Ivar, the shortstop. Crone is the DH. Perez, Coward, and Green on your bottom three for Mike Scioscia tonight. And we are ready for baseball on a cool evening here in the Motor City. 63 degrees our game time temp. And Cole Calhoun steps in to start things off for the Angels. First one on the way from Simon is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Calhoun batting .270, 19 home runs this year, so he gives the Angels some pop out of that leadoff slot. Tigers haven't played a pull just a tad. Off the third base line is Castellanos. Outside, 2-0. Calhoun has knocked in 66 this season. And it's a career high for the Angels leadoff man. 2-0 is fouled straight back. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Alfredo Simon working very quickly so far here in the first inning.
He had a pretty good pace in his last start too. Mike Trout lurking on deck.
Yeah, it's something they've been working on in his bullpen sessions.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. And Calhoun takes low, 3-1. Angels have come in having lost 4 straight, but they've handled the Tigers. In fact, in the season series between these two clubs, they've won the last 7 in a row. Mike Scioscia at the helm of the Angels has his team in the thick of the wild card race. And there is ball 4, leadoff walk to Calhoun. Let's check out the starting defense for the Tigers tonight, brought to you by Beaumont Health. In the outfield, Ghost, Collins, Martinez. On the infield, Castellanos at third, Iglesias to shortstop. Romine is spelling Kinsler tonight. Victor is at first base, and McCann back behind the dish with Alfredo Simon on the hill. Mike Trout will step in now.
Yeah, not the guy you want to have a leadoff walk in front of.
Trout looks at ball 1 high, and Simon has come out of the bullpen not extremely sharp here in the first couple of hitters.
Yeah, pretty much all fastballs, unable to hit his strike zone right now. First inning is one of the tougher innings for pitchers to come out and get the rhythm.
Trout looks at a strike. That'll even the count now, 1-1. 297 this year for Trout. 33 home runs. He and Pujols have been on point as far as the long ball is concerned this year.
33 apiece.
Here's the 1-1. In there, a strike called, 1-2.
Actually, over the year, pretty good ERA in the first inning this season for Alfredo. Second in major leagues behind Michael Wacha.
Now Trout will step out. Trout's career high is 36 home runs, so he is 3 shy of that with over a month to go in this major league season.
You get another split here. Calhoun only has 4 stolen bases, caught once on the year, but Mike Scioscia will recognize that if Alfredo Simon is going to throw a lot of off-speed pitches, the split finger and then the curveball later in the game, he will try and advance his runner on a stolen base attempt.
Here's the 1-2. It's chopped toward third base and out of the reach of Castellanos into left field. That is a seeing-eyed single for Mike Trout. 2 on and nobody out.
That's what you call a seeing-eye single right there. I don't think Castellanos, you can see the split going down. Trout way out front. Castellanos does not get a good read on it. It just trickles into the outfield.
So Trout, who came in only .239 career against Tigers pitching, finds a little bit of a seam on the left side. That'll bring up the dangerous Albert Pujols. He's knocked in 71 this year.
Yeah, he's been in the game a long time and knows what to do. He knows how to sit on pitches in certain situations. Very dangerous hitter right now.
Albert batting .253, has always had really good numbers against Tigers pitching, whether with the Cardinals or the Angels. In fact, Albert's first 11 years were in a St. Louis uniform. And he looks at a strike, 0-1.
Well, he's very decorated. 3-time MVP, 10-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year back in 01. So he's not shabby. Really, when you get a little older like Albert, you really become very good off-speed hitter as well. So Tigers gonna have to be very careful they don't throw any off-speed up in the zone.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Nice fastball right here on the inside part of the plate, running. Just eats Albert up.
Simon, of course, coming off the best start of his season and probably his career, the complete game 1 hitter, the shutout. But his 3 previous starts to that, his ERA was over 7, so it was a good sign last time out. And Pujols drives one in the air to left field. That ball is hit well, and that ball is going to go. It is out of here. A 3-run homer for Albert Pujols, his 34th of the year. A line drive home run to left, and it cleared the bullpen.
Total mistake pitch here. Up in the count. Left this ball right over the middle of the plate. You can see set up McCann on the inside part of the plate. This ball ran right over the middle of the plate. Pujols is all over it. After that previous inside pitch, it got Albert's attention. He was ready for this one.
Boy, was he. So Pujols now with 554 career home runs as he continues to climb that list, and that was a laser beam out to left. David Murphy, the batter. Still nobody out in this game for the Angels. Murphy looks at a ball inside, 1-1. He was acquired in a deal with the Cleveland Indians. Always been a pretty good hitter against the Tigers. And that's drilled toward the gap in right center field. It's going to get down. This will be extra bases, cut off by Gose. And it'll be a 2-base hit for David Murphy. The Angels have come out swinging the bats here tonight, which will prompt an early visit from Jeff Jones.
Yeah, good visit right here. Just as an off-speed pitch. I think I was a split. Didn't do much. Right down the middle. Got to get out front a little bit, get a little more finishing action on these pitches. And the Angels, who have just been not hitting at all, come out here in the first inning on fire.
They have indeed a walk, a single, a 3-run homer, and now a double. It's Don Baylor, their hitting coach. Albert Pujols is just homer. So the Angels off and flying.
The hitting coach Don Baylor standing right there. He's got some numbers in his career as well.
Here is Eric Aybar. Aybar showing bunt, drops it down right in front of the plate, and they'll record the out as the runner will move to third. That's Murphy.
And Mike Scioscia loves that play. Aybar, a very heady player, very smart player. As much as they have not been scoring, I know Mike Scioscia likes this play right here. Just get him over. Guy on third, 1 out, trying to pick up another run here in this first inning.
See how the Tigers play the infield here.
Going to be in.
Already a 3-0 game. They are in all the way around, not all the way to the grass. C.J. Cron steps in. A little bit of pop as well with 10 home runs. And it's strike 1. These were two teams that came in struggling. The Angels had lost 4 in a row, 7 of 10. Tigers had that bad loss last night in Cincinnati. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, it's tough making up the rain out game. You have to fly down, play the game, and fly right back. Not desirable, but you got to deal with it. Got to get rolling here tonight.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Alfredo Simon did stay back. He did not leave with the team on Sunday after the game, so he certainly would be fresh and not jet lagged at all or tired from the trip back. But the Angels have come out swinging tonight. 1-2 on C.J. Cron. That'll get away. To the backstop it goes. Murphy comes in to score, sliding, and the Angels have a 4-0 lead. So not a whole lot going right for the Tigers here in the first.
No, I mean, this is a fastball. He just throws it right into the. You hit it right on the plate. It's almost impossible to block this ball. You can just only try and olay it. You see Murphy reading it properly in there easily.
So they're empty now, but 4 runs in. And Cron takes up and in. The trouble started here in the first inning with a leadoff walk to Cole Calhoun. There's a pop-up foul back out of play.
Yeah, if you look at this inning, Cole Calhoun walked ahead of Mike Trout, finds a seeing eye single. Albert Pujols way ahead of him, gives up a home run. That's kind of set the stage for this 4 runs by the Angels here in the first inning.
3-2 is foul straight back. Carlos Perez waiting on deck. Mentioned the Angels have won 7 straight against the Tigers. Also 17 of the last 20 games. For whatever reason, the Tigers have had trouble with the Halos over the years.
Yeah, there's really no explanation for it.
No, especially when you consider the Tigers the last 4 years winning the division, playoff caliber teams, great offensive clubs, good pitching.
Well, there you can see minus 59 run differential since 2010.
Chopper left side of the infield, running scoop. Castellanos throws him out.
Good boy.
2 gone now. That'll bring up the catcher Carlos Perez. Perez this year at .228. He's hit 3 home runs. And ball 1 missing outside. The other thing that Simon would like to have back in this inning are a couple of pitches with 2 strikes in the count that didn't get the job done. Trout had a 1-2 single in the Pujols home run. Came on an 0-2 pitch. That is popped up, straight up. McCann discards the mask, and that'll end the inning. Angels, though, score 4 times. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. DHing tonight. Vicker at first, J.D. Martinez in right, Tyler Collins in left, Castellanos, McCann, Andrew Romine rounded out for the Tigers, and they are facing the right-hander Jared Weaver.
Yeah, you'll watch. He'll be all the way over on the third base side of the rubber. Extreme crossfire. Doesn't throw as hard as he used to, but he will throw a 63-mile-an-hour curveball. You'll see a little later. 5-9 his record. 1-5 with 1 no decision in his last 7. And an evolving pitcher, a little bit different than when he started and was a first-round draft pick.
And so Weaver goes to work against Anthony Gose, who shows bunt and looks at ball 1.
Now we'll look at this first pitch, look at the motion, and watch how that left leg lands closed. And he throws across his body. That's very tough, especially for the righties.
2-0 now, the count on Gose.
So Carlos Perez there, he's going to be a big pitch framer. Did you see him pull that pitch down about a foot? Trying to get this high strike.
Now, how much will an umpire buy that? I mean, there's only so far you can go, I would think.
Well, it just depends. You know, we're watching it from center field. The umpire's watching it from behind, so
true.
It's a different look.
Pulled on the ground towards second. Diving stop there by Grant Green. His throw is off the bag, and Gose is aboard at first. Good throw gets him, but Green pulled his first baseman Pujols off the bag.
Yeah, he rushed it. A young kid over there at second base. He had more time than he thought, but he knows Gose can run. And Albert really has no chance right there. Good dive.
Leadoff man on for the Tigers. That'll bring up Jose Iglesias. They have ruled that an error on the second baseman Green. Weaver slings it home and missed inside. 1-0.
Yeah, Weaver, I think 16 stolen bases, 4 caught. So a good guy for Anthony Gose to run on. Even though you're down by 4 runs, you don't want to just wait for a walk and a 2-run homer. Want to come out, play with energy, play aggressive, and try and bite into this 4-run lead by the Angels.
Goes 6th in the American League with his 19 stolen bases. Iglesias batting .306, couple of homers this year. Draw another throw and a swipe tag there by Pujols.
Anthony, you know, he likes to go.
Weaver, 6'7", 210 out of Northridge, California, 32 years of age. Very accomplished right-hander in this game. He's had a lot of big years with the Angels.
And everybody knows he's the brother of Jeff Weaver, who was the #1 pick here with the Tigers.
Mike Scioscia briefly had a look at that, and they decided that they did not want to challenge. Here's the 1-0. That'll spin in for a strike. 1-1.
You know, we're going to show you this clip when Gose, he barely touched the bag on that when he beat that ground ball out on the bad throw. I'm surprised Mike Scioscia didn't look at that one.
Here's the 1-1. Bunted toward third base on the charge with a barehanded play. Coward throws him out. Nicely done. And Gose will move up.
Yeah, pretty good play here by Coward. Another young kid getting a chance to play because David Freese has been hurt. Bare hand, good throw to Albert. Tigers trying to test the young kid, but responds with a very good play.
Is it easier or tougher to bunt against a guy like Weaver?
Well, I wouldn't say he's, you know, it depends where you're going to bunt it and the surprise, but you know, you're counting on your third baseman to get in there and get it. And Jared's thinking about throwing strikes and letting his fielders pick them up for him. And I know his contact rate has went way up over the years, so the defense is going to have to be much sharper than in the past where his swing and miss rate was way higher.
1-0 to Miggy. Flails at it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
68-mile-an-hour curveball there. And give Jared credit. There's the curveball. You see it come out of his hand. Good bite to it. Good speed variation. Good depth. Miggy just out in front.
Here's the 1-1 to Cabrera. Missed it inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Okay, we're going to take a look. Anthony Gose right here. Watch him just barely touch the bag. A lot of guys, when they think they're out, they're aiming to, #1, touch the front of the bag. That's the quickest way to the bag. But you can see he dragged it over there. Those are the types of things that Mike Scioscia over the years has looked at. But sometimes you see guys.
That is ripped foul down the left field line.
That don't touch the bag when they think they're out, and that's the kind of thing that can happen. You want to make sure you get a piece of it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck for the Tigers is Victor Martinez. No Ian Kinsler tonight. He gets the night off.
That was hard to do for manager Brad Ausmus to take Kinsler out 3 for 3 last night. Been on a roll, but you got to give your players a rest.
Here's the 2-2. Shattered bat roll toward third. Coward has it there. And Cabrera's out. The runner holds. Here's the Angels defensive alignment brought to you by Tim Hortons for the Halos. In the outfield, Trout in center field. No errors in his last 125 games. Joined by Murphy and Calhoun. Coward, Ibar, Green, and Pujols third to first. Perez and Weaver the battery. Of course, we know Mike Trout can really go get it out in center.
No errors so far. Is that 125 games I saw?
Yeah, 125.
Pretty good defense. And of course, in this Comerica Park is very large out there. That's very important.
Here's Victor Martinez now with 2 outs. Victor at 246. Popped up foul, back out of play. Martinez in the month of August hitting just .219. We'll probably be glad to see the calendar turn as we march towards September.
Yeah, why should that matter, by the way? Just because the calendar turns.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, did you ever look at it that way, or did it not matter?
Hey, any way you can trick yourself, that's good. You want to have a positive spin on it. Absolutely.
The 0-1 is a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I watch interviews from players to see how they spin their failures. You know what I'm saying? Because you can beat yourself up and store that negative thought. It's my belief that that doesn't help you for your next attempt at whatever it may be. So you trick yourself. You know, whatever you have to do, make yourself believe it's over and good times are coming.
High fly ball left center field. Trout and Murphy converge, and it's going to be Trout. And that's going to be it for the Tigers. No runs in air. They will strand a man at second, and we go to the second. And then Green and Calhoun. 8-9-1 for the Angels. First one is hammered back out of play. 0-1. So Alfredo looking for a much more calm second inning. He threw 27 first inning pitches. Coward just 2 out of 19 at the big league level. The 0-1 to Caleb is down low. 1-1.
The Angels were hoping that David Freese could come back for this series, but he's done in AAA and made an attempt, but he actually, I think, broke part of his thumb and his right index finger. Not quite ready. Mike Scioscia says maybe another week or so.
Well, they have a few guys on the DL. C.J. Wilson. They've got Tyler Skaggs, Matt Joyce, Giavotella.
Giavotella, he's got some type of illness where it happened about 3 or 4 days ago, and that's not looking good at all. Going to take some time.
Nobody feels sorry for you, though. Most managers will tell you that.
Absolutely.
Roll towards second. Easy play for Omine, and Coward is out. 1 gone.
Well, if you take a look, July 23rd, this is where the Angels were, and today you can see there were 13 games over 500. Now today only 2 over, so they've had a tough stretch, but these guys have been in the thick of it for years. Of course, their manager, he's not going to give in. He's got great leadership on the team, so they're looking to turn things around.
Ball 1 to Grant Green. Green batting .214. Playing in place of Giavotella at second base. The chopper foul third base side. And a one-handed pick by a guy who in his playing days was a really good shortstop, Gary DiSarcina.
Yes, he was.
He was one of those glue guys. He really wasn't fancy or spectacular, but one of those guys that held the team together.
Yeah, when the ball hit his glove, it was like glue as well.
That's true.
Got the footwork. Look at that hands. Kept his eyes on the target there.
Like riding a bike. Little chopper back over the middle. Going to be a tough play. Iglesias spinning and falling down. He has no play.
I wonder if he didn't hold on to that because he thought the throw was going to hit Andrew Romine. But just a little too far of the first base, second base side of the diamond here. Oh no, he just lost his footwork. That's a pretty tough play right there. That'll be a base hit.
Infield single for Green. And a grimace as well for Iglesias.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Left shoulder bothering him a bit. Top of the order now. Cole Calhoun stands in. Leadoff walk to start the ball game. Eventually scored on the Pujols home run. Big swing there. 0-1.
Well, that's a good first pitch right there. Split finger. A lot of downward action on that. Only 84 miles an hour. Calhoun looking for the fastball.
Calhoun has a career high in homers and RBIs this year.
Gonna throw over.
Simon in that first inning allowed a walk, a single, a homer, and a double. Also threw a wild pitch, allowing another run to score. Another toss back.
I know the Angels used to like to steal a lot of bases. Not as many this year. Doesn't have the club to do it. But Mike Scioscia put a lot more runners in motion. I don't know that he would do it with Calhoun, but the Tigers seem to think something's up.
Ground ball to first. Spinning is Martinez to second. There's one. Relay is in time. The double play. Nicely turned. It'll go 3-6-3. And the inning is over. No runs, one hit, nobody left. We are on our way to the bottom of the second. It is a close play at first. Mike Scioscia thinking about a challenge, but has waved it off. And that's the end of the top of the second.
Pujols, he just hit one, and Mike Trout's right tied there with JD. JD hit one last night there in Cincinnati, and really, we're going to take a look at that last night down in Cincinnati. Tigers went down there for one game. It's a good park for him to hit him in. Not real big, but he'll hit him anywhere. That made it 3-0 at the time. Unfortunately, Tigers went on to lose that game.
He'll pop this one up. See if it stays in play. Back toward the dugout and out of play. There is still life for Martinez. 0-2.
So far, it looks like they're really pitching him away. The hard stuff. Talked to JD. He expects to see some slow stuff as well. He says you really got to wait and let the ball travel off Jared Weaver.
Here's the 0-2. Little shattered bat pop up toward first and caught there by Pujols. One away. Well, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Steak and Egg Burritos. Here's Tyler Collins now with one out. I know it's not an exact comp, but I wonder in some ways, Gibby, if facing a guy like Weaver, the way he's throwing these days, is almost like facing a knuckleball.
Well, looks like JD was protecting with the 2 strikes against an off-speed like curveball, but Jared Weaver just broke his bat with an 81-mile-an-hour fastball. Huh. Reminds me of Frank Tanana way back in the day.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. A guy that threw hard early in his career. Not so much later in his career.
It turns into a much better pitcher.
Pulled on the ground toward first. Pujols diving try. Green backs him up, and Weaver covers. 2 gone.
Well, Jered Weaver, there you see it this season, 85-mile-an-hour average, slowest of his career. Strikeout percentage, lowest in his career. Swing and miss rate, lowest. His contact rate is up, but continues to pitch well for the Angels. Still their ace.
Here's Nick Castellanos. Nick also homered the ball game last night. His only hit. Homer number 14 for Castellanos. We showed you those numbers on the fastball from Weaver. I read another stat today. There's only one major league pitcher that has had a slower average fastball this year than Weaver.
Who's that?
R.A. Dickey, a knuckleballer. So it really kind of goes to show that that velocity, as long as you can locate it, it really, I mean, you can win at this level.
Well, and the other thing is the way he set up the pitch. You know, he's got him looking for his off-speed pitches, and he's throwing that fastball located in on the hands, and it's worked well. I remember back in '87, I talked about Frank Tanana. I think he broke 4 of George Bell's bats in the game as the clinching game, and he was throwing, you know, low 80s, but all in on the hands. Location is key, the #1 element of pitching.
3-1 on Castellanos. Two out, nobody on. We're in the second. Bouncing ball foul, third base side, 3-2.
Well, right now Jered Weaver's throwing about almost 80% off-speed pitches, but as you just saw in this last pitch here, went with the 82-mile-an-hour fastball again. There you can see the breakdown.
It's almost counterintuitive to see an 82-mile-an-hour pitch and call it a fastball.
Well, it's what it is.
3-2 is driven deep to left field, hooking down the line, and it will go foul. Nick just a smidge out in front of that one.
It's always about separation. Now, we had an 82-mile-an-hour fastball the previous pitch. Now the 67-mile-an-hour curveball. So that's a 15-mile-an-hour difference. That's a good spread. He left it up more than he wanted to, and Nick almost got it out of the park.
Now again, Weaver with the 3-2. And he got him, strike 3. Caught him looking on the inside corner. Nick doesn't like it. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning first strikeout for Weaver. Tigers baseball.
5.7 more since 2012.
It's a lot of hardware on his mantle. He had a single, scored a run in the first. He's already had 3 30 home run seasons before the age of 24. There's a strike 1-1.
Yeah, I thought that when the Angels gave Mike Trout the big contract, that would be the type of player that you'd want to do that with. A young player. It seemed like many players that were much further along in their career were getting them, and when you get to the back of that contract, not what you really want out of those players for that amount of money. So I think the Mike Trout signing, very smart on the Angels' part.
Yeah, it's a good point. And Trout got to the big leagues at the tender age of 19. Now, granted, it was only for just a couple of weeks, but he didn't need much time after that. His very next year, his first full season, he just really took off.
He did, and today it looks like Tigers continue to try and get him to swing at the split finger. I think in general you want to look at most clubs try to pitch Mike Trout up in the zone and up and in. There's a little hole in there, but other than that, he's very dangerous.
Simon surrendered 4 in the first, gave up a hit, but got a double play in the second. No damage. Now the 2-2. Did he go? Yes, he went around. Strike 3 call. Dale Scott rung him up.
Well, let's take a look for ourselves. Well, Dale Scott had a little different look down there. He says he did. Yep. Ha.
Pretty good form right there for Dale Scott.
Yeah. On cue. So a big out for the Tigers against Trout.
Here is Albert Pujols. 3-run shot in the first inning. Ball 1. Albert now with 74 RBIs. He has jumped ahead of Mike Trout in that category with his 3-run homer. It'll be inside. 2-0.
Good attempt right there by Simon to get Albert to swing at that pitch running in off the plate, but he tried that earlier and got Albert to swing at it. So Albert went to school, took the pitch. Let's take a look at Albert's hot and cool zone. This area right here in the low area, the home run right there in the middle where it said 306.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Let's take a look at Big Boy's big play of the game. Happened in the first inning on an 0-2 count. Fredo Simon missed his spot, and Albert Pujols made him pay. That made the score 3-0, and Angels added another. Now 4-0 Los Angeles.
Bouncer to the shortstop. That'll be routine there for Iglesias, who guns him down. 2 gone. Time for a game break now. Here is Mickey York. All right, Mick, thanks. The Mets trying to win their 5th consecutive game. They've taken command of their division, National League East.
I hear many say they don't think the Nationals can catch them. I'm not sure I agree with that. Long way to go, fellas.
Murphy fouls it back out of play. 0-2. Mets have a 5.5 game lead over the Nationals entering play tonight.
What do you think?
Well, I think they're definitely catchable. I just think right now the Mets just have it all going.
They do. They got that good pitching, putting some offense together. But it's possible.
High towering fly ball. Martinez is cruising over, and he'll make the catch. Alfredo Simon, a 1-2-3 third.
Steelers trying to steal. And I mean, that's just such an important position at catcher. I don't know how you can measure that in numbers. And has done a great job for a young kid. And certainly has come out of nowhere, and I want to say unexpected, but quicker than many thought.
Well, and that's the key as far as voting is concerned. A lot of his intangibles, you're right, just don't show up on a stat sheet, and so it's going to be hard, I think, for him to win that award, but certainly is deserving of being in the conversation.
Yeah, I think you got to keep throwing it out there. And like you say, how do you quantify how important a catcher is? They've got more going on at their position than anybody on the diamond, on the field. Is probably the most demanding position to play on anywhere on the field, and he's done a great job and played a lot of games.
It's pulled into left field, base hit.
Build them up and they'll get a hit.
That's right. That'll be the first Tigers hit of the night, leadoff single against Weaver. Now Andrew Romine. So would you consider Correa the favorite right now?
Yeah, I think so. He's been the most talked about right now, and I'm not sure who votes on it. Is it the writers?
I'm not sure either who votes on the Rookie of the Year.
Baseball Writers Association is my guess. Seems like that's the most chatter at this point, but we've got another month to go here, a little more than a month to go. So all those young men right there are in the running, and it'll play itself out.
Romine gets the start at second tonight for Kinsler. .259 batting average for Romine. And he looks at a strike. 1-1.
You know, regardless of who wins that, it's so hard to be a rookie. You come up and play so many games, and to have that type of influence on your team, a good influence, as all these young men have.
Weaver's 1-1 coming home. Omine sends it high in the air to right field, not deep. Coming over is Calhoun.
Tough sky, but keeps his eye on it, hauls it in.
Well, it's a Fox Sports Detroit Prize Pack Tuesday brought to you by Meyer. Enter at www.foxsportsdetroit.com to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack that any baseball fan would love. So with one out, here is Anthony Gose. Gose reaching on an error by Green in the first inning. Tigers got him as far as second base. That was it. He fouls that one off 0-1. Weaver earlier this year was being bothered by some hip inflammation, so he went on the disabled list for a while. And after coming off the DL, the month of August has been a good one for him.
Yeah, again, we talked about him throwing across his body, that is an extreme strain on your hips when he does that.
He's got a lot of moving parts to that windup. And once they got the hip problem cleared up, he's kind of taken off. But certainly his numbers this year have been nowhere near what we're used to seeing out of Jared Weaver. 18 wins last season. Missed it high, 2-1. Bernstein advantage on Jared Weaver. Well, the road has had the advantage over Weaver. He's not been good away from the Big A. 2-7.
Well, let's hope that stays true tonight. The Tigers get back in this game.
The 2-1 in the air towards center field. Trout is on the move, and it's going to drop between Trout and Calhoun. McCann is on his way to third. They'll stop him there, and the Tigers have runners at second and third.
Well, one of the most important elements of playing defense, no matter what position you're at, is communication. I'm not sure that we had good communication here. Mike Trout, Calhoun, it doesn't look like either called it. You see, did Mike Trout call this ball?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and lights could come into play, but I don't think so. And Jared Weaver, he's very vocal. I mean, he'll say it to his players, the umpire, the opposing players, to his manager. Shows a lot of passion.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
Iglesias looks at a strike, 0-1.
That's a tough call right there. Pitch you didn't want, though.
Well, we'll see if the Tigers can take advantage of this opportunity now.
Yeah, that last hit there was just a perfect tweener. Oh, got him.
Got him, and that'll load the bases.
Well, you can hear the fans because Jared Weaver has history in this stadium.
He does have some history here, but that certainly didn't seem like there's any intent there.
No, that's not intentional at all. Mike Butcher coming out to try and settle this pitcher, Weaver, down. Tigers with a golden opportunity here with bases loaded. Who else would you want? Who would you want to bat if he had the bases loaded?
Well, let me guess.
Let's throw it out there.
I'm going to go with Miguel Cabrera.
And he's the DH tonight, and he's got a pretty good numbers with the career in his career with the bases loaded, 400 average with 4 grand slams. This season, not so good. And his first at bat, a little ground out on an off-speed pitch. Actually, he jammed him with that fastball. So he'll be looking to get back at Jared Weaver in this at bat.
Bases loaded, 1 out. A double that dropped between Trout and Calhoun, opening the door. We'll see if Mickey can knock it in.
Remember last at bat started off with the breaking ball, down and away.
Bouncing ball foul, third base side.
Miguel, 296 a career against Weaver. Does have a home run and 3 strikeouts. Now I think that there you have your runners: McCann, Ghost, and Iglesias. I believe that was a 76-mile-an-hour fastball. I think Weaver's taken a little bit off of his fastball.
Line drive, fair ball down the left field line. It'll go to the corner, and it might score 3. 2 runs are in. Here comes Iglesias. He will come around to score. Cabrera cleans the bases.
25th double this season for Miggy. Picks a good time to do it. Bases jammed, 1 out. He wanted this breaking ball down and away like his first at bat, but leaves it out over the middle of the plate, and Miguel just sits on it beautifully. Bullet down into the corner and cleans him up. That got by a third baseman very quickly.
And with 1 swing of the bat, Cabrera has made this a 4-3 game.
I mean, it's just amazing to watch this guy night in and night out. Amazing.
He represents the tying run now as Victor Martinez stands in. Strike 1.
Little celebration, as he always does. Looking into the dugout, talking to his teammate.
Meanwhile, Trout probably still thinking about that ball that fell between himself and Calhoun.
Should have been caught for sure.
Here's the 0-1. Blocked at home plate by Perez. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And we can sit here and say that ball should have been caught. There's a reason it wasn't caught, but to give the Tigers credit for making the most of that situation. Back in this ball game, only trailing by a run.
Martinez fly to center field his first time up. Here's the 1-1. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Let's see Victor right there. Saw the ball coming in inside. Looks like he's going to try and let go on that pitch. Taking it all the way. He gets 2 strikes. Of course, he'll have to offer. Looking for something out over the plate.
Here's the 2-1. 3-1 on Victor Martinez.
Well, Weaver's probably doing kind of an unintentional, intentional pitch around V-Mart right here, looking for the double play. So he puts Victor on base with J.D. Martinez up next.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. 3-2 now on Victor. Angels jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Tigers have tightened it up considerably with a 3-run double off the bat of Miguel Cabrera. Alfredo Simon, meanwhile, after giving up 4 in the first, has shut the door the last 2 innings. Teammates starting to support him now. Mike Butcher to the right of Mike Scioscia. Three and two. Drill to right field. Straight at Calhoun. Miggy will hold as Calhoun fires it back in. 2 gone.
Weaver throwing all of his pitches. He's got that fastball, low 80s. There you saw the curveball, high 60s. That 75, 76 mile an hour is the change. Threw Victor all the pitches, and Victor, I think he hit that off into the bat a bit. That'll leave it up to J.D. Martinez.
Martinez popped up the first his first time up. Two out of 5 in the ball game last night, including that home run against the Reds. Weaver slings it outside, 1-0. The next one will be the 50th pitch of the night for Jared Weaver.
Started the inning with only 26 pitches, so a lengthy inning.
Line drive, base hit left field. Cabrera coming to third. They're going to send him home. The run will score as Murphy's throw comes into second, and Martinez gets it done with 2 outs.
Good job by JD right here. Picks up Victor Martinez down into left field. David Murphy does not have a very good arm, and David Clark, third base coach for the Tigers, take a look at Mickey's jump. That's wide open. Good turn though, and it's tied up 4-4.
Here's Tyler Collins. Little number slowly back towards second. Green gonna have to hurry, and they just got him by half a step. However, the Tigers bats come alive. Miguel Cabrera with the base flooded. Well, he cleaned him up. Double down the left field line. The Tigers have tied this game at 4.
Make a big deal out of it. That's normal for a guy like Jared Weaver. Jack Morris was a guy who'd get, you know, you can ask him about it, okay?
See, that stuns me. I just can't believe that.
Oh, yeah. Jack had a few things to say from time to time, as of course we all did.
Eric Ivar leads it off, and he waves and misses.
We call that good communication. And there you see the two outfielders converging. I got it, you take it. And a double for Anthony Gose.
And it cracked the door open, and Cabrera busted it down. So Simon now has new life after surrendering 4 first inning runs, and the Tigers have come back to get up 4 in the third on 4 hits total.
Now, if I was a teammate in there, maybe I might say, well, I didn't hit Iglesias.
True.
I mean, he's the guy who loaded him up for Mickey. Look at friends again.
Here's
nobody,
0-2.
Yeah, nobody feels worse than those two guys. And I tell you, Mike Trout, I don't know if you watch him, but he goes out there and he busted out there in center field. He shags hard every day.
He does, and I wonder if he had trouble picking that ball up for whatever reason.
Yeah, and we'll have to talk to him about it. But sometimes you get in a new park, you don't get a good read on it. You assume somebody else might take it. It doesn't happen.
Pull to right field, it'll drop, base hit. And Ivar has a leadoff single here in the 4th. Hey, see the Tigers play the Angels tomorrow or Thursday and get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 drinks, all for $19 per person. It's the Tigers weekday value pack. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Halo's in town for 2 more, and then it's on the road again.
Yeah, going to see the Blue Jays have been pretty hot,
to say the least. Here's C.J. Cron. That was the 5th hit of the night for the Angels. Fouled back 0-1.
Ibar Will Steele has 10 steals on the year. Alfredo can be quick. Sometimes he's a little slow, and of course on the curveball they get that. It'll be hard for James McCann to throw Ibar out.
10 out of 15 for Eric Ivar. He's gone 7 straight years now with at least 10 stolen bases. Been a really solid performer for them over the years. Cron grounded out his first time up. Low and away.
That's pretty good time right there by Simon to the plate. Less than around 1.2 seconds, and anything less than 1.3, 1.35 is good. So he's doing his part, keeping the runner close. though you don't want to be so quick where you can't execute that pitch.
Runner goes, and it's looped in the air to right field. Base hit. Ibar is on his way to third, and the throw comes into third base late. First and third now for the Angels.
Yeah, it's vintage Mike Scioscia right there. He's got the 1-1 count. Tigers have just tied it up. He's got the right runner on the base. If it doesn't work out by the hitter, Ibar can steal the bag. Ibar with a good jump. Ball hit into right field behind the runner. That's just ideal. First and third now, nobody out.
So here is Carlos Perez. The Angels catcher popped up in his first at bat. 6 Angels hits now. Strike one on Perez.
I think right here, if you can, you get the double play, let the one run in, and cut this inning off. If you're the Tigers, you have to believe you're going to score more runs in this contest.
Perez made his major league debut back in May, on May 5th, and he did so with a walk-off home run for the Angels. Grand entrance. Here's the 0-1. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. When these two teams last met, the Tigers were 28-20, but the Angels swept a 4-game series. And the Angels eventually went on a stretch in which they won quite a few games. In fact, 17 of 20 in one stretch. Missed it. 2-1.
Well, that was a long West Coast trip, wasn't it? Where else did you guys visit? Did you go to? Was it Seattle?
I want to say it was Seattle. It may have been Oakland. I'll have to look that up.
Seattle, Oakland, Anaheim, 3 teams.
Oakland, Anaheim, actually just a 2-team.
Best time to play out west is in April. My book. It's warm out there and cold everywhere else.
Two and one on Perez.
Did you see him lick his fingers right there?
I did.
No, I mean that's by rule book a balk if you're on the rubber and you do that. They will allow you to be on the mound nowadays and do it.
It used to be where a pitcher had to walk off the mound to the grass, right?
Yep,
to do
yep.
that.
Yep, had to walk off the whole pitcher's circle. Now they allow it to do it, but you're not supposed to do it on the rubber. You don't want Balk and Bob Davison being umpire on the cruise. He'll get him.
Balk and Bob.
That's what they call him.
You have any other umpires' nicknames you want to share?
No.
I didn't think so.
When they're there, I'll get it for you. It's applicable.
Here's the 3-1. Outside, it gets through McCann. How about this? Another wild pitch to score a run. This one on a walk. The Angels reclaim the lead. It happened back in the first inning as well.
Yeah, doesn't get the 5-hole covered right here. You can watch. He's up. Doesn't get the glove down. Doesn't get it covered. And as you said, the second run of the game is in on a pass ball wild pitch. Not sure what they call that.
Wild pitch. So it's 5-4 now. 2 on. Still nobody out. Here's the number 8 hitter, Caleb Cowart.
Yeah, they made bunt here.
Tigers expecting it with the first and third baseman in.
So you do that little inside move to see if the hitter will give you any. The hitter Cowart will give you any indication whether he's going to bunt. Looked like he was turning around to bunt there.
And he'll push it toward third. They'll let it roll foul. Better get it before it rolls back fair. 0-1.
So if you know they're going to bunt, this happens a lot in the National League. You know, you can do this play here where the third base, the shortstop comes over here, third baseman comes in, first baseman comes here, pitcher goes here, second baseman over here, or you can go around and try and get the guy at third. That's called the wheel play. Is that confusing?
No, but
there's a lot of lines going on there.
It's a really good diagram.
And the play goes off of the shortstop. When the shortstop breaks for third base, then the pitcher delivers the ball to the plate.
Here's the 0-1. Ooh, up and in. Throw back down to second. Not a buntable ball there for Cowart.
Yeah, you will see the signs by Desar over there. Usually they have a sign they put the bunt on, and there's usually a takeoff sign. So it stays on unless it's taken off. I'd like to see a little more pressure on the corners right here. We used to have an early break play where this guy came in real quick.
Bunted this time, it'll stay fair. Simon has one play, and that's the first. Cowart advances the runners. That is the second sack tonight by the Angels.
Well, Simon thought about going to third, I believe it. This responsibility is here and then back if you read it. And he wouldn't have been back in time. Nick wouldn't have. Smart play, and the catcher's the guy vocalizing out there where to go with the play. 1-1-1-1, 3-3-3. And the Angels move them up. Second, third, one out, looking for more runs.
Number 9 hitter Grant Green had a single back in the second, an infield hit.
That's David DeJesus.
Well, apparently Green is out of the game. DeJesus, he was acquired in a trade at the deadline. They acquired a couple of outfielders, Shane Victorino as well.
And now that you have second, third, it's hard to bring the infield in because if the ball gets through, give up another run, but the Tigers have their middle about halfway.
2 balls, no strikes on David DeJesus, who is just now being announced as a pinch hitter. 2 pitches into the at bat. DeJesus, longtime veteran in the major leagues. A lot of his seasons in Kansas City. He rips one foul down the first base line. 2-1 on DeJesus.
Yeah, he was down in Tampa as well, wasn't he?
He was. 82 games with the Rays, was batting .259. They acquired him a day before the deadline, actually a couple of days, July 28th.
Good veteran guy off the bench. Good experience. Can run a little bit. Plays pretty much on the corners in the outfield. Good stop by McCann. This time the ball wasn't as tough to block, but he got down quick on it. Glove cover in the 5-hole. That's what we call that, between the knees.
But the count has gone 3-1. (5-4) Angels have regained the lead here with second and third and 1 out. Strike called. 3-2 now on DeJesus.
Yeah, just looking at the spray chart here on DeJesus, kind of a pull guy. You look at this area right here is where the most of them are, and the Tigers have done a modified shift now. Got second baseman Romine over in the hole.
3-2. Soft little pop up, shallow center field, and oh, Iglesias got a glove on it but couldn't haul it in. Almost a terrific running play by Jose Iglesias, but another run will score.
Yeah, I think he got jammed on that pitch. This Iglesias, that's the thing. You get him in, you got your infield in. Got to scramble to get back. and almost a great catch.
We have seen Jose make that play several times. Did it in the playoffs a couple of years ago. And he almost got, in fact, did get to that one, but just off the heel of the glove. It'll go as a base hit, RBI for DeJesus. Two-run lead now for the Angels. Jeff Jones has a quick chat with Simon. Now they've got the top of the lineup coming up, and still only one out. Here is Calhoun, who knocked into a double play in his last at bat.
That would be good again.
Well, he hit the last one right to Victor Martinez, who turned it nicely, started the 3-6-3. And Victor, really for a guy that hasn't played a whole lot of first base this season, when he's been thrown out there, has acquitted himself quite well.
Tells you he's feeling much better with that knee.
Ball one. Here is Victor, who gets the start tonight as Cabrera gets, I guess, what you would call a night off, is the DH. When Brett Ausmus first approached Victor about the possibility of playing first base, Victor was all for it.
And Miggy's had several DH appearances here in the latest run.
And is knocked down by McCann.
That's very smart. Coming back from that calf injury, you don't want that to reoccur.
Yeah, the Tigers certainly being very cautious with their best hitter. And the one way to do that and keep him in the lineup is to DH him. Meanwhile, it's 2-0 on Cole Calhoun. Mike Trout waiting on deck. Here's the 2-0. Ground ball foul. 2-1 the count.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. Alfredo Simon, 94 on the high, 72 low today.
Simon needs 7 starts to get to 30 on the season. Tigers, well, they haven't had a guy not get to 30 in a long time. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
That's about, if everything goes well, I think that's about what everybody will have.
Sanchez needs 5, but he currently is on the disabled list.
Yeah, you got to figure he's going to be on for at least the 15 days. I know he has not thrown a ball. They're basically giving him treatment now, waiting for him to get asymptomatic. And if there's no symptoms, they'll have him start to throw a little bit. But it'll take time to get him built back up.
Another good block by McCann, who's been very active behind the plate. Full count, 3-2. Well, the last time the Tigers did not have a starting pitcher in a full season, a complete season, go at least 30 starts, was 1979. When Milt Wilcox led the team that year with 29 starts.
My first year. Got the September call up. These young kids right here, late additions for the Tigers.
Well, 2 young kids.
Yeah, you got one old one.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Calhoun is out of there.
And Calhoun was going for a round tripper there, that whole bat. Fredo right here. Good movement on the off-speed pitch. Calhoun down on strikes, 2 down.
Now Mike Trout, a single and a strikeout and a run scored. Trout had a 3-hit game on Sunday. It was his 11th 3-hit game of this season. That sails outside, 1-0. Tigers now been out hit in this game 7-4. We are only in the 4th inning. Each team has a 4-run frame in this game. Angels scored 4 in the first. Tigers got 1 in the third.
Fredo Simon working very slowly here earlier in the game, much quicker.
Eephus at 61 miles an hour.
You know, in general, most clubs will not run, won't steal bases with 2 outs, third, I should say, third base. But Mike Scioscia is one of the guys. Been watching Simon. There's about a 2.0 second right there. They will take it.
Low and away, 3-0.
Seems to have lost his rhythm here a little bit.
And he has Pujols waiting on deck.
I would think that Mike Trout's got the green right here. Free to swing if he should want to. You want to look for this right down the middle if you're a hitter. Everything else, let go, take it.
He took that one right down the middle.
Yeah, he was taken all the way. 85 miles an hour. He pulled the string on Trout. I know many hitters that would not hit 3-0 given the opportunity. They just were not comfortable with it. Good hitters.
I guess I never really understood that, but
why they didn't want to?
Yeah, why they wouldn't want to.
Just weren't comfortable. They were ahead in the count. They just thought they wanted to make him throw a strike. The guy like Simon, Alfredo Simon, you know, he's going to throw an off-speed pitch, so why do it? If you know you're getting the fastball, maybe. And that's Verhagen up in the pen for the Tigers.
Well, we know this. The Tigers eventually are going to have to get into the bullpen tonight. Unlike the last start for Simon, he's already up to 82 pitches in this game. And we're only in the fourth. Trout waits on a 3-1. And a slow ball forward to load the bases.
You know, most of the games except the last game, Alfredo Simon goes through a little stretch where he seems to lose his delivery. He's in one of those right now.
Third walk of the game for Simon. That has made this a little bit more interesting now as Pujols steps in with the bases loaded. Perez to Jesus and Trout. Angels so far 2 out of 3 with men in scoring position.
I would think Albert might sit on something off speed here because you hit the fastball out. Your thought is he's not going to throw me another one of those. He's watched him throw a 3-0 split. Good breaking ball right there.
5 of the 7 Angels hits tonight have come with 2 strikes in the count. This will be the 35th pitch of this 4th inning. The 0-1. Grounded foul, no balls, 2 strikes on Pujols. So again, Simon gets ahead 0-2 here on a very dangerous hitter.
Where do you think he's going? I think I'd go down and away.
Would you?
Yeah, I mean, you want to get inside. He's already stung you trying to go in there. Actually, I was having a conversation earlier with some gentlemen about going inside. One of the reasons many people don't do it is because pitchers seem to cut it off and they don't get it in. Leave it out over the plate. That's what happened on the Pujols home run. So if you miss on the outside part of the plate, there's less room for damage. Now that's the philosophy. So you start it off the plate, it's going to run back on the corner, where if you start it inside and you don't get it there, it'll be right down the middle. Not on the same page, McCann and Simon. A lot of visits today. Now if you're a position player field standing in the field right now, it's frustrating. You know, you try and keep yourself sharp. If you are in this position right now, you got to really tell yourself, be awake, be ready. Bolt might be coming at you. Got to make the play.
Infield playing to Pull. Pujols sends a slow roller toward shortstop. Iglesias has time. Pujols doesn't run well, and he's out. And that'll end the inning. However, the Angels get a couple of runs, and they'll leave them loaded.
Then the home runs happened, and guys started chirping, and nobody got hurt, though.
No, and it was the game, I think, that propelled or started to propel Justin Verlander to the Cy Young that year, as Ryan Jackson takes over at second base. He was matched up with Weaver, and those were two of the top contenders for that Cy Young award back in 2011. Pulled down the left field line, but foul. JV won that game and ended up winning the award that year.
Yeah, he was in seeing him doing his pregame, getting ready for his next start today. Throwing the ball good, on a good roll.
Castellanos starting things off here as Weaver again has a lead to work with. 2-run spread now. But you get the feeling that there will be a few more runs scored before this one is done.
It's possible. Yep.
Tigers got a bases loaded double from Cabrera back in the second. It'll bounce in 2-2 on Castellanos. Weaver last year was 18-9 in 34 starts. His third 18-win season. Only one other Angel had done that, and that was Nolan Ryan. 3-2.
Yeah, he's taken the ball in his career for sure. Doesn't like to come out of a game. Doesn't miss many starts. It's interesting to watch the evolution of the pitcher Jared Weaver, from the power pitcher to the finesse.
That is belted toward left field. That ball is going to get down up against the wall, the base of the wall. Castellanos on his way to second, and he's got himself a leadoff double.
Well, Nick really stays back on this pitch. When you get off-speed pitches, when you get breaking balls, you got to learn to stay back. Foot goes down, keeps his hands back. Good extension. A little bit of topspin on this ball, and thought for a second it was going to carry over the wall, but a little bit of topspin off the base of the wall. Lead off double.
So here's McCann. Back and forth we go. Single to get things started last inning. That's in the air toward left center field. Trout is on the run, stretching out and making a diving catch. Mike Trout in left center field, soaring through the air. He takes a hit away from McCann and an RBI.
Well, a base running mistake right here. You're down by 2 runs. The basic rule is nobody out. You must tag and advance to third. You're going to watch Nick right up here. You got Mike Trout out there. You know he might catch it. You got to be back here at third so you can tag, and we can have man on third, 1 out. And Trout really closed on that ball. Oh, now they like each other. Like that's what you're supposed to do.
He's in a bit of a better mood after that one.
Yep, absolutely.
1 ball, no strikes on Andrew Romine. Romine flying to right field. That was back in the third. Weaver about to throw his 60th pitch. And he showed bunt. Apparently did not offer. 2-0. Talking about Ian Kinsler getting the day off. His last day off was May the 26th. Pulled on the ground to second base. Jackson has it there, and he throws him out. 2 gone.
Now, if you got the guy on third like he's supposed to be, you got yourself a run. I'm not trying to be critical, just wanting to point it out.
Well, time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, we'll see if Ghost could pick up his teammate here and drive in a run. Reaching on a double and also an error. He's been on base twice. Weaver backs him out of there 1-0. Pulled to right field, but he's going to yank it foul. 1-1 on Ghost. Anthony's gotten more playing time this year at the major league level than any other year in the major leagues.
Yeah, certainly after the trade of Cespedes, get a lot more playing time. Good opportunity. Likes his home here in Detroit.
Bouncing ball again. Jackson will gobble this one up, and that is that. So nothing comes of the leadoff double. No runs, a hit, and one man left because Trout made a sparkling play. Back here at Comerica Park, it is a 2-run lead for the Angels. Game 1 in this 3-game series between these two squads. Alfredo Simon goes back to the hill.
Yeah, got to shut him down here. Had a good opportunity last inning to pick up a run, but didn't. Tigers still trail 6-4 here at the top of the 5th.
David Murphy is starting things off, then Ibar and C.J. Cron. And Simon coming off a 36-pitch inning. He needs a quick one here. There's a strike 1-2 on Murphy.
Well, his last start, we've been talking about the shutout, 116 pitches, so that's a lot of pitches. Maybe you don't come out of it quite as good as you normally would. He's usually around 100 pitches, but not as sharp as his previous start tonight.
Fouled back out of play. Which kind of brings to mind the no-hitter that Mike Fiers threw the other night for Houston. I think he threw like 130 pitches. Sometimes as a manager, obviously you got to let him go out there, but you kind of push it.
Yeah, I was part of one where the guy threw like 145.
Was that Jackson? Yeah, Edwin Jackson. Did he walk a ton of guys in that game?
Yeah, like 8 or something like that.
He got a no-hitter. Nice.
So did you see that article about every organization's last no-hitter?
I did not.
Well, you know the Tigers.
Well, Verlander.
What other ones do you think you remember?
There's a bouncer to the right side, out of the reach of a diving Victor Martinez. It'll be a leadoff single. Well, Jack in '84.
No, I'm talking about other, like Houston. Who threw Houston?
Oh, Houston. Houston's last no-hitter. Ryan.
Let me see. Mike. No, that was Fiers. I mean, there was okay, and in Seattle, you got that one. That one just happened this year.
Ishikawa.
Iwakuma.
Oh, Iwakuma. I'm sorry. Hisashi Iwakuma.
Giants.
Matt Cain.
No, that was this year.
Young kid. The young guy.
Chris Heston.
Heston. There you go. That's driven deep to left field, and it's going to be over the head. Tyler Collins. They're going to send Murphy home. He's going to come around to the plate and score, and that's a double and an RBI for Ibar. The Angels now lead 7-4.
They were going to get some action here. This has not gone smooth tonight for Alfredo Simon. This is hit pretty good by Ibar the opposite way. Probably surprised Collins a little bit. Trying to play it cleanly off the fence, doesn't get it clean. See him bobble it. Maybe allows the Angels to score.
Ball had some giddy up on it off the bat of Ibar.
Yeah, it did. He popped it pretty good the opposite way.
Oh, he drilled him as C.J. Cron is hit by the pitch. He got it pretty good too. So the first 3 reach here in the 5th inning.
This ball just gets away. Right in the bottom of the ribs. Well, we showed the clip, didn't we?
We did.
I shouldn't have done that.
Meanwhile, Verhagen warming up again in the Detroit bullpen. He was up earlier. Quick chat again from Jeff Jones. What do you say in that situation?
Yeah, you mean it varies from tell a joke, just say nothing, ask him a personal question, to making a suggestion about something mechanical that you see. Or from time to time, I've seen managers use censored language out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Perez is up.
Got the infield coming in, I think. You got Nick Castellanos giving the signs over there at third base.
Well, after the Tigers had tied the game with a 4-run third, the Angels have responded with a 2-run fourth, and now one more here in the fifth. And still nobody out. Perez showing bunt, and he'll watch it go by. Ball one.
Nobody at second base, so you see right up here, he's coming way down here. Nobody there to backpick him.
Anthony Ghost was actually sprinting in, hoping that Ibar wouldn't see him, but he just couldn't get there in time. Iglesias trying to jockey a little bit, keep him close. Here's the 1-0. High fly ball toward right center field. Ghost is on the move for this one. Still going. Anthony runs it down. The runner will tag at second. Ibar will move to third, and now it's runners at the corner. And just what you were talking about there, Gibby, with nobody out, he tagged up and moved up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of the rule, and Ghost does a good job of getting this ball into second base to hold the run at first. See, the runner's going to go immediately back here. You see the first base runner trails in case it drops. Like I said, Anthony gets in it quickly, keeps the double play in order.
Caleb Cowart will step in. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Simon trying to stop the bleeding here. They've already scored a run here to make it 7-4. Sacrificing a ground out for the Angels' number 8 hitter. Here's the 0-1. That'll miss inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the pitch count now is up to 97 for Alfredo.
Yeah, he's really struggled today to when he's put the ball in the zone. The Angels have been all over it.
Chopped foul. 1-2 on Cowart, who in this game was able to advance a couple of runners to set up a run in the 4th inning. Also a bounce out.
Yes,
hitting 323 at Salt Lake.
Yeah, sacked him over, and you know, I've shown that run matrix from time to time, and the matrix will say in general it's not a smart move to bunt him over in that situation, but you know, sometimes you need to go against it, and I've talked to Soch about this many times. Worked that inning, got a couple runs.
Way outside again. It gets away from McCann, and believe it or not, we're going to have 3 runs score on wild pitches. I assume that'll be a wild pitch. 8-4. That's the 3rd time that has happened tonight where the Angels have had a man at third and it's gotten by McCann.
Well, McCann is set up way inside, looking for it inside, just totally fooled him. Not expecting it to be away. And as you said, the third run that the Angels scored, that hurts.
It sure does. It is a wild pitch, and once again the Angels a 4-run lead. Both runners moving up. Ibar scoring, and Cron goes to second. Outside, 3-2.
Gotta believe this is last hitter.
Here's a full count pitch. Outside, he walked him. That's going to do it. Here comes Brad. Well, Simon, after throwing the best game of his career, has given up 8 runs in this one here tonight, and his line is not yet complete. He had nothing tonight for the Tigers, and Brad is going to go to the bullpen here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, it's going to be Drew Verhagen.
Wallside windows pitching change. Here comes Verhagen, and we'll be back. Verhagen making his 5th appearance in the big leagues this year. Bunted back toward the mound. Verhagen will throw to the bag at first for the outs.
Angels still butting away 8-4 here in the 5th. They're not going to take anything for granted. Was that the 3rd bunt of the day?
Yeah, that one came with 1 out.
Try to sneak attack him, surprise him.
So 2 gone now, 2nd and 3rd. And it rolls it back up to the top of the lineup. Cole Calhoun, who maybe in his last at bat was swinging for the downs. A couple of runners on and ended up striking out. 8 runs on 9 hits now for the Angels. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Tigers. Strike 1 on Calhoun. Ground ball right side, should get him out of the inning. Romine throws him out, and that is that. However, big inning for the Angels. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Be a big diving play because the Tigers had a leadoff double in the inning. And so Weaver back to the mound. Iglesias standing in there. Cabrera, Martinez to follow. And once again, the Tigers will have to attack a 4-run deficit. By the way, the second baseman, Grant Green, had to leave with right knee discomfort. That's why they pinch hit for him earlier in the game. That is popped up. First base side for Pujols. 1 gone.
No, they used 2 players though, right? They used DeJesus. He pinch hit for Grant Green, correct?
Right. And then Jackson came in.
Jackson, so he's got 2 on the bench.
Iannetta and Victorino remaining on the bench for Mike Scioscia. There's Victorino.
Over from Boston. He's had a pretty good career and some good postseason experience, although he's had a back injury as of late. I think last year that bothered him, but he's ready to go at it. Another playoff run with the Angels this year.
Strike 1 on Miggy, who unloaded with a 3-run double in his last at bat.
He just remains on fire, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is, and well, it's been amazing when you consider the time he missed. I don't know, maybe we shouldn't be amazed.
Well, he didn't even go for a rehab start. Comes out raking. I think he made it out his first at bat. Since then, it's been pretty regular.
Got a 10-game hitting streak. It'll curl outside, 2-1. Cabrera, since coming off the disabled list, was at 487 entering tonight's ball game. He'll sky this one in the air to right field. Ball hit pretty well, but the park will hold it. It's 2 gone. That'll will bring up Martinez. So Victor, who is 0 for 2, couple of fly balls, will step in. Strike one on Martinez.
Yeah, quick 2 outs here. Got to try and get a runner on. Get Verhagen a little bit of rest. Just got in the game. Get a run on the board.
Ripped and caught at first base on a hop by Pujols. And Weaver covers for the out. Took a double away from him. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Albert with a nice play. And the fifth, they've had a pair of 2, or I should say a pair of 4-run leads. They've knocked Alfredo Simon out of this game as Drew Verhagen goes back to the mound.
Yeah, a lot of pressure basically the whole game, and unfortunately you have 3 wild pitches to plate 3 runs for him. As Drew Verhagen tries to stop the Angels, get a 0 up on the board. And as Verhagen, he just started being a reliever. Was it this year?
This year, correct. Yeah. He was a 4th-round pick of the Tigers in 2012 and was pretty much a starter up until this year when they made the decision to try him in the bullpen.
So usually the big thing there, obviously, when you're a starter, you get to prepare 4 days in between your starts. Pitch every 5th day. How are you going to recover? Sometimes you have to adjust. You get up to warm up, and then you might not go in the game and then have to warm up again and then go in the game. So how much is that going to take out of your arm? How is it going to bounce back? So he's got to learn how to do that. This is his 4th appearance?
5th tonight.
Yeah, 5th appearance. So since coming up for the Tigers.
Chop to the shortstop, Iglesias, nice hop. Trout is out. Time for a game break now. We check in with Mickey York. Well, those Astros are about to win their 70th game of the year. They had a 3.5 game lead on Texas.
Slowed down a little bit earlier in the year, but now they're picking it back up. That's pretty impressive. A lot of doubters.
1-0 on Pujols. I will admit I was one of those doubters.
You were?
Yeah, when they got off to the fast start, I just didn't think they had enough, and then all of a sudden they started picking some quality pieces up at the trading deadline.
So because they strike out a lot?
Yeah, that was it, and I just didn't think that they still had some young players. They hadn't called up Correa yet at the time.
There you can see the standings. Angels 5 back of Houston. They went out and got some good people, some good players to add to what they already had. It was Pujols walks.
And they have Dallas Keuchel, which is always going to give you a leg up at the top of their rotation.
He's impressed me. He pitched against us last year, and I really wasn't that familiar with his style, but he's got great command of all of his pitches. He'll throw any pitch at any time, and he's put a couple good seasons together. Stopper this year for the Astros.
David Murphy has a single and a double. And it should be no surprise because Murphy in his days with the Indians also hit Tigers pitching well, 300 to be exact.
Well, Drew Verhagen so far has got a 78% ground ball percentage, and he needs one right here. Get that double play.
8-4 Angels lead. We're in the 6th inning here at Comerica. Here's the 1-0. 2-0.
See Drew missing down and in to the left-handed Murphy. Gets that ball out over the plate. He'll get that ground ball we were looking for.
Verhagen, yet another product of Vanderbilt University.
The factory.
It is, man. They have churned some players out. 3-0. Waiting on deck is Ibar. In there is strike 3 and 1 on Murphy.
So Verhagen with 1 game last year, 4 so far, 5th this year. Not a lot of experience. Started 1 game last year.
Ground ball to second. There's your double play. 4-6-3. That'll end the inning. Hit sharply, but right at Romine. No runs, a walk. Nobody left. Coming up in the bottom of the 6th. Some thunder. J.D. Martinez will get his 3rd. Tigers fought back from a 4-0 deficit. Weaver spins one home, and it's swung on and missed. J.D. Martinez leads it off. Singled in a run to tie the game back in the 3rd.
Yeah, Weaver just 74 pitches right now. He wants to go deep in this game. It's too bad the Tigers, as you said, tied it up.
Ooh, that is belted down the left field line. It might get out of here. No, it's a one-hop against the wall. Martinez on his way to second, and he'll pull in with a double. It's his 2nd hit tonight.
Yeah, he's all over this. JD, as he's been, 80 miles an hour. That's that changeup. Little top spin on it, and there for an easy leadoff double.
2nd time in the last 3 innings the Tigers have gotten a leadoff 2-bagger. Collins, couple of ground balls in this game. 0 for 2. Ball 1.
Weaver's really worked in there tight on Collins the whole game. Looks like a little cutter almost he's throwing, starting it on the inside corner, just breaking off.
1 ball, 1 strike on Collins.
You throw the ball inside, you try and get that hitter to think about cheating so you can get the bat going early, and then you come with that off-speed pitch away. Collins out in front.
Low, ball 2.
Got some action in the Angels bullpen. Trevor Gott, hard throwing kid, trying to get loose quick.
Yeah, it's getting hot really quick.
Like that. Managers love to see that.
Drilled toward right center field, and over there to make the catch is Calhoun. Runner coming to 3rd, and he's in there. Martinez slides in safely.
Good base running right there. Cole Calhoun has 8 assists on the year, so not a gimme. See him go right back up the top here. He's going to go right back to the bag. Tag. Calhoun with a pretty good arm makes it close. He's got to keep trying to score runs, stay aggressive if you're the Tigers. Good read, good slide. Got that man on 3rd base, 1 out, chance to get an easy run.
Castellanos had double in his last at bat. High fly ball.
I don't know if it's going to be deep enough.
Here comes Calhoun. You talk about his arm, and Martinez not going to try it. Wisely so.
That was a strike home.
2 gone.
Well, he's got a gifted arm. It's one of the things he does well. Sets it up good, catches it off to the side. Right there to the cutoff man. That's you're always throwing for that cutoff man right there. You don't want to short hop anybody. Long hop, right to the target.
Here's McCann, who hit that fly ball into center field back in the 4th that Trout made a diving catch on. Trying to drive in a run here with 2 outs. Floats outside, 1-0. Fly ball in the air to left. Ball hit well. That ball is gone. A home run. Hey, McCann with a 2-run shot off Weaver. Number 6 on the year. And it's a 2-run game.
Excellent job. Previous at bat. Hit a ball to left center field, and Mike Trout ran it down, but this time nobody could run this one down. Little spinner out over the middle of the plate into the Angels bullpen. Good extension right there. Perfect. Tigers continue to battle.
2-run game now.
He jumped away. He got some pop.
6th of the year for McCann. There's a strike called on Romine.
Just watching David Murphy. I thought that ball was hit well, but Murphy acted like he was going to catch that ball, but ran out of room.
Off the end of the bat, foul. 1-2.
That's big hit right there. Big home run. Tigers having an opportunity with the leadoff double. Didn't look like they might not get him in, but James McCann picks him up.
Here's the 1-2. He hit him. So Weaver hits the number 9 hitter after getting ahead 1-2.
We'll take it.
He'll bring the tying run to the plate.
He's done.
Mike Scioscia signaling to the bullpen is going to take Weaver out of this game here in the 6th. So Weaver looked like he might wiggle out of this jam, but he gave up the 2-run homer to McCann.
Look at him. Can you believe it? I can't believe you're taking me out. He's not happy about that, but nevertheless, time for a new pitcher.
He has given up 6 runs. He'll walk back to the bench. Wall side windows pitching change. We'll be back.
The 32nd game. You see he's held 7 games. ERA at 1.67, done very well. Firm fastball, 96, 97 miles an hour. And also throws a curveball and a change. Probably got you, huh?
Yeah.
He hit that heater.
Well, let's see what Ghost can do. There's a ball low, 1-0.
Looks like a little running action on that fastball. 80% of the time it says throws the heater. That's a lot. Pretty much look for fastball.
It'll dart low, and the count goes to 2-0.
Yeah, you can see it sinks and it runs, so you got to make sure you're getting some up in the zone. The ball down in the zone is going to be a ground ball. Good lively arm.
And it's outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Iglesias waiting on deck.
We'll take it. Get the go-ahead run to the plate.
Their last homestand, he worked 4 1/3 scoreless innings in 4 games. Here's the 3-0 coming home. And he lost him on 4 straight. Put the tying runs on now with 2 outs. Well, spend Labor Day weekend at Comerica Park. Get a special ticket and t-shirt package to see the Tigers take on the Cleveland Indians September the 4th through the 6th, or the Tampa Bay Rays on September the 7th. Package availability exclusively at Tigers.com/Labor Day.
Labor Day's here already.
Hard to believe.
Means the kids are going back to school, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. To the glee of many parents.
Vacation time is over, folks.
There's a strike on Iglesias. Tigers tonight are 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Here's the 0-1. Snap throw down to first. Ooh, that could have been dangerous. It's going to advance a runner. Romine's going to go to third. It appeared to hit Ghost.
That's an Albert Pujols special right there. Good 2 outs trying to get out of an inning. Albert Pujols has a sign with the catcher. It is a dangerous play. Watch him sneak in from right up here. Goes right out of the gate. Good job by Omar Vizquel to get Anthony Gose back and safe.
Chopper back to the mound, and Gott will throw him out to end the inning, but the Tigers climb back into it. JD Martinez got things rolling with a leadoff double against Weaver. But it took a 2-out hit from James McCann, who goes deep. 2 runs in, 2-run game.
Denard Span activated. They're sending Tanner Roark back down to A-ball to become a starter. Now, he was a starter last year and pitched very well for that team.
Yeah. Well, here is Ibar to get things started here in the 7th. It has been a kind of a wild one offensively here. 8-6 is our score. Verhagen missing high. 2 balls, no strikes on Ibar, who doubled in the 5th inning. He's got 2 hits tonight plus a sacrifice. Verhagen came on in the 5th and then got through the 6th unscathed.
Yeah, Ibar really surprised Tyler Collins out there in his last at bat. Actually, the Tigers kind of play him a little bit towards the line, a shade towards the line. But Ibar got a hold of one into the gap.
Another strike on the outer edge, 2-2. Nine hits for the visitors, 7 hits for the Tigers. Drilled into right field, another hit for Ibar. It's his 3rd hit of the night. Well, the Red Wings 2015 Hockey Fest returns to the Joe Louis Arena Sunday, September 13th. Enjoy an unforgettable day of hockey-related activities, including a chance to meet current players and Red Wings alumni. For Hockey Fest tickets, call 313-471-7575 or visit DetroitRedWings.com. Here is C.J. Cron now with the leadoff man on. That'll make it an even 10 hits for the Angels. Ball 1. Cron hit by a pitch. That was back in the 5th. He's also singled. His dad, Chris Cron, played in the major leagues for the Angels and White Sox.
Used to be the minor league hitting instructor, hitting coordinator for the Diamondbacks. So he knows a thing or two about hitting, huh?
He should. Got a pretty good sounding board, I would think. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's always a tough balance when you're in the game. You know, how do you coach your own children? You don't want to do too much. You don't want to put any pressure on them. At the same time, they need to be able to deal with pressure, right?
Throwback. Well, you're going through that right now.
I try and say as little as I can. Of course, that doesn't work out.
How's Cam doing?
He's doing all right. He's getting there.
See, you're being modest now.
Yeah, pro ball's a tough go. It's something new that everybody has to deal with. Traveling around playing baseball every day, it's a great game, but it's mentally demanding, and I don't know how I could describe it. It brings back memories when I went down there. I remember the first time all these guys that were drafted this year go down there, and it's a different game. It's way quicker. It's way more demanding. You're on buses after the game, and the season's longer. You're playing every day. And it's all designed to get these guys ready for the big leagues.
Here's the 1-1. He'll drop in for a strike. Well, what was the one thing when you first reported to the minor leagues that stuck out to you? Was it the speed of the game?
Yeah, everybody was faster. Everything happened quicker. Pitching obviously was better. The fielders were better. Runners were faster. So there's just less room for mistake and error. And then, I had to be up at 8 o'clock to have a workout, and then another one at 2:30, and then playing a game. So they pushed pretty hard.
Bouncing ball, right side of the infield. Romine goes to second. There's one. There's another double play. Victor held out of the bag long enough, and a twin killing off the bat of C.J. Cron.
You got Ibar getting close to the bag right here, but a good turn. Watch the step by Romine. Iglesias on the turn, gets off the bag. It's all about footwork. Get good footwork, you can deliver a good throw, and there's 2 good throws and 2 outs.
And so now here is Carlos Perez. Tigers turning a double play in the 6th and now the 7th. And a strike called on Perez. And they also turned a twin killing back in the 2nd inning. Verhagen drops in a breaking ball for a strike. 0-2. Boy, a lot of youngsters have gotten an opportunity this year for the Tigers. Verhagen, one of the latest.
Yeah, and you're going to see more youngsters up here. Although when we needed a starter, we went out and got Randy Wolf. Tigers went against bringing in, any more of the guys up at that time, giving them more experience in the minors. I think that's a smart move. Bringing up a guy, we had an opportunity to get Randy, and he has a ton of experience throwing the ball good. Threw a good ball game for us on Saturday.
Swing and a miss. That'll end the inning as Perez goes down swinging. No runs, a hit, and nobody left. Stretch time coming up. Also coming up, Miguel Cabrera against the new pitcher Fernando Salas.
Lots of games in his 56th game this year. Low whip, doesn't walk a lot of guys. 56 strikeouts to only 8 walks. That's pretty impressive. Came over from the Cardinals.
He did, along with David Freese in the Peter Borges deal. That one sails inside. 1-0.
Need a runner, need to get that timed run to the plate.
Cabrera looks at ball 2. Miggy, then Martinez, and Martinez here in the 7th.
Salas features fastball, slider, and a change.
Strike call, 2-1. Salas, a native of Mexico. In the big leagues for the Cardinals beginning in 2010. Flared back out of play. 2-2. 30 years of age now, Fernando Salas. Here's the 2-2. Right back up the middle into center field. A base hit for Cabrera. Second hit of the night for Miggy.
Well, Miggy continues to go. Fernando Salas has some Detroit ties, Detroit Tiger ties.
I didn't know that.
You know it, right?
No, really, I didn't.
Yeah, his, well, kind of. I'm stretching it. See Miggy just that sweet swing. His coach was Sid Manji, who was a coach in St. Louis's minors, who pitched here for the Tigers way back when. Miggy's on first base. Leaves it up to Victor Martinez.
Yeah, that was a stretch.
But it's just Tiger ties.
Okay. I thought he was related to somebody or something that played for the Tigers.
Yeah, well, I mean, he came out of the Mexican League, and Sid Manji, a former Tiger, was his pitching coach. And he pushed him. Everybody's got to have a sponsor, right?
That is true.
You're over there dogging me. I'm going to tweet something.
I am not doing anything here. Meanwhile, Cabrera and Pujols having a confab.
Got some jewelry between the two of them, some trophies. Miggy, he gets out there, he talks to everybody, doesn't he? And,
literally.
And Albert, I think, first baseman, that's kind of an art.
1-1 on Victor.
Trying to distract a runner. And Albert, like you said, he talks, and we saw last inning, he tried to get in behind Anthony Ghost.
Little bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on Victor Martinez.
Pretty good company right there. All the batting titles. You see Ted Williams, Rod Krug, Ty Cobb, Harry Heilman, Wade Boggs, Ted Williams. Miggy needs what? How many at-bats to qualify?
Well, he needs, we're going to roughly figure that out, but it shouldn't be a problem for Miguel Cabrera.
Is it 3.1 per game?
3.1 per team game. The rest of the way. So he should get there in about a week, week and a half, something like that.
So if he averages 3.1 the rest of the Tigers games, he qualifies.
Yes. High fly ball, shallow center. And Trout makes the catch. Martinez is out. That'll be his 4th batting title. I got my money on him.
Now get him on the list.
College football returns to Fox and Fox Sports 1 beginning Thursday, September 3rd, when former Michigan quarterback Jim Harbaugh makes his debut as head coach of his alma mater and leads the Wolverines against the Utah Utes. And the only place you can see it is on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, here is J.D. Martinez. Single, double, and an RBI.
He's done it many times this year.
Swing and a miss, 0-1.
JD's going for the downs right there. Gets the slider.
Salas is trying to knife right through the middle of the Tigers lineup here. Right through the legs of the catcher, Perez. That'll advance the runner. So move Cabrera to second. Wild pitch.
Well, that's the 4th one of the game between the 2 teams. Tigers have 3 of them.
The difference is the 3 for the Tigers all scored runs. The man at third, they all came. Ball high, 2-1.
JD's going to look for something out over the plate right here. Looks like Salas is featuring a lot of sliders to him, trying to get him to go fishing. Coming in this time.
Too far inside, 3-1. Eight 6. Angels have the lead for now. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Way inside, ball 4, and that'll put 2 men on.
Gonna leave it up to Tyler Collins. A couple of groundouts and a flyout. Mr. Butcher on a visit. He's looking, he's hit 364 with runners in score position since being with the Tigers. So he's due.
Tyler over 3, couple of grounders in the first 2 at bats, so got an opportunity here. Flight out to right field. Did the ball pretty good his last time up.
Yeah, I think Salas they go pretty much fastball change up to the lefties, more fastball slider to the righties.
So here is Collins.
Lefty's quite a bit better off Salas, so this is a good matchup for the Tigers right here to get back in this game.
We'll get back out of play 0-1. More action in the bullpen for the Angels.
Joe Smith.
Yep, Joe Smith warming up. 0-2.
We were talking about it, 8 for 22. Good time to add on to that, those numbers.
You know, the guy at the very end gets all the accolades if he gets the save, and for the Angels, that is Houston Street. He's their closer, but this guy right here in the 7th is going through the teeth of the lineup and trying to get through this inning. Missed it outside 1-2.
Well, he's thrown him a couple of changeups, fastball, and at the top of the zone. And Tyler Collins reached out a little bit on the top of the zone. Get that ball down if you can.
Swing and a miss, and Collins is out of there. Salas a strikeout, 2 gone.
Well, let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Unfortunately, didn't work out good for the Tigers. You see Salas getting ahead up top. Then he's going to go off speed to get Tyler Collins.
So here is Castellanos. Tigers got a big 2-out hit in the 6th on the home run by McCann. Do they have another one here from Nick?
I think they do.
All right. Well, the numbers indicate you might. 323 runners in scoring position. Salas about to throw his 20th pitch, but not before Mike Scioscia's coming out here. You saw Smith warming up. He's going to go to the bullpen here. Yep, he's going to bring in Smith to try and get Castellanos.
Never gives in. A good teammate. Got a new pitcher, Joe Smith. 56th game. Pretty much fastball slider, drops down. Pretty nasty on righties. Righties only hitting 168 off him. So it'll be a good challenge for Nick.
Castellanos has a double to his credit tonight. He's got 2 men aboard. The Tigers have Cabrera and JD Martinez on. And Nick looks at a strike, 0-1. Eight-6. Angels have the lead here as we play in the 7th. Here's the 0-1. Missed it inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a nasty sidearm motion. He's throwing from about 8 o'clock down there on the clock. He's all the way over to the right-hand side of the rubber, the third base side rubber. It's very tough to pick these balls up, and they tail down and in.
There's a base hit to center field. Murphy will come up with a baseball. Here comes Cabrera rounding third. He will score. Castellanos gets it done with 2 outs. 8-7 ball game. Another clutch 2-out hit.
Yeah, very clutch right there. And I was talking about that pitching action that's sinking down in. Nick does a good job of staying back. Gets his hands, keeps him in tight to his body so he can get that barrel on the ball. Past Ibar. Good middle approach. Tigers make it 8-7. 1 away.
Now the tying run at second base for McCann. One loaded with a 2-run homer in his last at bat. That came against Jared Weaver with 2 outs. Strike 1 on McCann. Tigers already have come back from a 4-run deficit once tonight, trying to do it twice.
Yeah, both teams have scored in 3 innings of the game so far.
0-2.
Nasty slider right there, tight, and breaking just at the end right there.
Eight 7 ball game. Angels have lost 4 straight coming in. The Tigers, of course, with that really tough loss to swallow last night after going up 5-0 in Cincinnati. Ooh, we just missed 1-2.
See Joe Smith working Dan Iasonia right there. Looks like it's a little down out of the zone. Fox track says maybe it nicked the bottom, but got the favorable call. Ooh,
missed again.
It's a good eye, isn't it?
It's close. In fact, a couple of the infielders were a couple of steps back to the dugout. How do you take that pitch?
Got a good eye.
Pretty good.
I saw Carl Yastrzemski take those all the time and never get called a strike.
But he was Carl Yastrzemski.
Yeah, well, this is James McCann.
Bouncing ball, diving stop. Pujols will hit the pitcher covering for the out.
Good play by Albert.
So the Tigers settle for one, but they're to within one now as we go to the eighth.
Pitcher Blaine Hardy, 57th game. ERA at 2.68, very nice. 47 strikeouts, 19 walks.
Nice job by Verhagen.
Yeah, he did a great job. Kind of stopped the damage, stopped the bleeding a little bit. Tigers clawing back within one.
Drilled to center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Leadoff single for Cowart to start things off in the eighth. Verhagen got a couple of double play balls. He went 2 2/3 scoreless for the Tigers.
Yeah, well, if you look at his ground ball percentage, it's really high right now. I mean, it's really good. It'll probably level off somewhere, but that's a good sign, and he used that to his advantage. Like you say, got the double plays, gave the Tigers a chance to get back in this game and win it.
Jackson is up there. Is he going to bunt? We'll see. Castellanos on the grass at third just in case. Jackson had a sacrifice in the fifth inning.
Got the infield defense again. You can see right over here, Nick, he's the guy that gives the signs what play is on.
Ball high.
So you can have various plays. The one is an early break where this guy leaves early. He crashes. But you've got to have a good idea that he's definitely going to bunt. Good move there. Good step off move by Blaine Hardy. That's a good weapon to have.
Tigers might want to challenge this. Nope, they waved it off.
Yeah, I thought he missed him a little high in the tag, but that'll keep him close to the bag. That's, if you want to have any chance of cutting him down at second base, you want to keep him close. Don't let him get a good jump.
Bunted first base side. Martinez will tag the runner. Cowart goes to second, and now a man in scoring position, one out. Hey, September 19th is Star Wars night when the Tigers battle the Kansas City Royals at 7:08 p.m. Special ticket packages include a Tigers Star Wars t-shirt and donation to Stand Up to Cancer. It's available exclusively at tigers.com/Star Wars. So now here is Cole Calhoun with a man at second. Walked and scored in his first at bat, but nothing since. Double play ball, strikeout, and a ground out. Bouncing ball right side. Martinez will handle it. Hardy will cover, and the runner advances to third with two gone. So Mike Trout will step in, and it's not going to be against Blaine Hardy.
No, that wouldn't be very smart. He actually hits .297 against both lefties and righties. A little more power against the lefty.
Alex Wilson coming in.
Brad will go to the righty.
So Hardy will face three batters. Another pitching change here in Detroit. We'll be back.
Fire. He's got some holds. He's got a couple saves. ERA still at 1.79. Great whip, less than one. 34 strikeouts and 10 base on balls. This guy's done it all for the Tigers this year and looking for big out here to keep the Angels off the board.
It'll be Mike Trout to step in with the runner at third and two outs.
Alex pretty much fastball and cutter. Likes to throw up in the zone.
In there is strike 0-1. You
can see the outfield. Looks like they're shading him over. Anthony Gose is shading him towards the right center field gap.
Almost hit Trout inside. 1-1.
Yeah, they're trying to throw him up and in there. You can see why. Right up here. This is the best spot to pitch him. Where the Tigers are going right now.
Swing and a miss.
Good cutter down and away. After the hard one up and in. You can see the fingers on the side of the ball. Look more like a slider. Mike Trout, 347 with runners in scoring position. Wants it up and in again.
Foul back out of play.
Got it up, not as in as they wanted it.
Wilson making his 51st appearance overall this year. He had 4 of them in the minor leagues before being called up.
Yeah, he started. He's been long relief. He's been the setup guy. He's got saves. Had about a week where they had to rest him down a little bit. Ooh, almost got him to bite.
Well, he certainly is on pace to make the most appearances ever in a single season. Pujols on deck. Wilson trying to get Trout here with a man at third, 2 outs. And the 2-2. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Tell you, the good hitters, you can just tell they get 2 strikes on them. They really bear down. They really lock it in. They have a great 2-strike approach. Thinking middle of the field. Albert's done it for years. Mike Trout proves as a young player he can do it. Great challenge for Alex Wilson.
Swing and a miss to strike him out. Challenge met. And the inning is over. Trout goes down swinging. Angels leave a runner at third.
Shut him down. Tigers hold the Angels off the board. Still trail by 1.
So Joe Smith will go out there and try and get 3 outs here in the 8th after retiring the final hitter McCann in the 7th inning, although he gave up an RBI single. And got the Tigers to within 1. It's an 8-7 game. It'll be Romine and then Gose and then Iglesias. 8 runs, 11 hits for the Angels. 7 runs, 9 hits for the Tigers. The 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike on Romine.
Tigers need to get a runner on here, get a little pressure on Joe Smith.
Now Romine hit by pitch in his last at bat. That's driven in the air to center field. Trout is on the move. They'll run it down, 1 gone. Check in with Justin White now, the preview of tonight's postgame Tigers Live.
Yeah, Mario, lots of action here at the ballpark tonight, and we'll recap it all for you after the game on Tigers Live. I'll be inside the clubhouse chatting with players, and of course, you'll hear from Brad Ausmus as well, plus all your analysis and highlights from the Coliseum Studios for Tigers Live after this one. Hopefully after a Tigers comeback win, fellas. Back to you.
All right, Justin, thanks. Well, let's see what Mr. Gose can do here.
Yeah, lefties have a way better opportunity against Joe Smith than righties, so it's important to get one of these 2 lefties on.
Pulled back the bat. 1 ball, no strikes. We have seen Gose do a lot of that recently, more so in the last month or so, trying to offer a bunt his way on, utilize the speed.
You see the third baseman weigh in.
Let's see if this one gets out of play. It's a long run for everybody involved, and it's going to drop harmlessly. 1 ball, 1 strike on Anthony Gose.
Yeah, the bunt is good. Even if you're going to fake it, take a pitch. You move the infielders around a little bit. People start cheating towards the bag. And And you can see Calhoun coming in right here. Actually, that's Caleb Cowart up here at third base. Now you want to get that ball on the ground right in this hole right here. Get it right through here. He's done a little bit of that.
Smith with the 1-2, and it's fouled away.
Houston Street now up in the bullpen for the Angels. Not your typical flamethrower, but very good at spotting his pitches.
Toward left field, slicing toward the corner. Murphy reaching, and Murphy making the catch. Right up against the wall. 2 gone.
It's a pretty tough play right here, but he does a good job. Gets over there quickly. Outcompetes the young fan. Makes the catch.
So 2 outs here is Iglesias. I think Murphy was a really good pickup for them, Gibby. I've always liked Murphy. He's never been a really spectacular player, but he does a lot of things really well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's very solid. He's got good experience. Can have a big bat guy. Plays a couple positions.
Murphy's had a couple of hits, a couple of runs scored in this game. Former Indian. Here's the 1-0. Iglesias looks at a strike right at the knees. Strike called, 1-2.
That's paint right there down the way. Ball just tailing back. Looks like it's going to be a ball. Comes right back over the outside corner and nips it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
If Iglesias were to reach here, do you think Mike Scioscia brings in Houston Street to take on Cabrera?
Yeah, I don't have the matchups right in front of me. I have to look at that. He would know. Don't know how many 4-out saves that Street's had this year as well.
3-2. That last one just missed.
Cabrera is 0 for 8.
Whoa.
So might be a good idea.
Well, you got to get Iglesias on first.
Yep.
They'll roll it foul.
Miggy is 8 for 25, 320 off Smith. So you're ahead of the game tonight.
Yep. I got my hitting shoes out tonight, Gibby. 3-2. Iglesias on once tonight, hit by a pitch. Bouncing ball to third. Backhanded play by Cowart. He goes high. Safe at first base. 2-out base runner.
Well, Cowart right here makes a pretty good play on a high top spin, but probably rushes it just a little bit. Iglesias hustling all the way down the line and beats this out.
Mike Scioscia wants to take a look at, but I think Iglesias clearly beat it. And now we're getting our answer. He's coming out to the mound. He's bringing his closer, it appears. So Smith gives up the 2-out base runner and now gives up the baseball. We'll step aside. Houston Street coming in to face Miguel Cabrera.
It's actually the 5th time he's done it this year. The 1+ inning save, 29 out of 33 save so far this year. 2.74 ERA. He's got pinpoint control generally. He's just going to try and hit his spots, and I say Miggy's 0 for 8. He's due.
All right, I'm with you on that. There you have it, 0 for 8, couple of punch outs. We'll see if Cabrera can change that. He has had a flair for the dramatic recently. Had a bases loaded double in the third to drive in 3. Iglesias represents the tying run at first base. Boy, everybody deep in the outfield. And Cabrera takes ball 1.
I don't think you'll see Iglesias running. Look at the defense. Outfielders way deep. They don't want to double. They want to make sure they get it in time to get Iglesias before he scores.
Try to hold up, unable to do it. 1-1.
Now here's a chart we got on Miguel Cabrera, and we have him on all the players, and I just saw this today. It's very unusual. I mean, look at here. He hardly ever hits it here, but look at way up at the top. You don't see another chart like that. Hopefully we'll get one over the wall.
That would be nice. I think he's hit 16 homers this year. Iglesias is chased back. Boo, says the crowd.
Houston Street used to be good to run on, but he's again, he's a veteran guy. He's very smart, does a good job of managing the whole game.
Houston Street began his career with the Oakland Athletics. Strike called, and it's 1-2 now on Miguel, who has a look back for Dan Iasonia. And a crooked look as well.
Pretty good pitch, just right on the outside corner. Victor Martinez on deck. See the Perez, he's called every pitch so far.
Ground ball left side, base hit. That'll get into left field. Iglesias streaking to third. He's going to make it. And the Tigers now have runners at first and third. Third hit of the game for Miguel.
Well, he just hits the ball so hard. This ball runs just off the outside corner by the third baseman so quickly. Good aggressive base running by Iglesias. Got to leave it up to Victor Martinez. 273 off Houston Street.
Well, he ran right at Murphy, the left fielder.
Well, that's a good bait play, because if you know you can make it, you can draw the throw to third base. And most times the trail runner can try and move up. With the Cabrera, it probably wouldn't have happened. That would have put the go-ahead run at second base.
Victor shoots one foul, back out of play. 0-1. One for 6 against Houston Street. Cabrera's just picked up his first career hit against Street. Martinez, the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first. 8-7 Angels in the 8th.
Well, Victor's certainly due. Street with a very good changeup. He's going to throw it right here.
And Victor laid off.
Almost like comes out like a screwball. He's got that ball deep in his hand. And he turns it over as he lets go of it. Big downward tailing away action.
Here's the 1-1. Good block at home plate.
Almost had another one, didn't we?
We've already had 4 of them tonight.
It's a good block by Perez right here. The ball hits out in front of the plate. He anticipates quickly, gets his whole body in front of that ball and knocks it down.
2-1 on Victor Martinez. 3 fly balls and a ground out tonight for Victor. This rally started with a 2-out infield hit by Iglesias. He'll get back out of play. Now 2-2.
Against Houston Street as a hitter, he's just hoping he makes a mistake and he gets more middle of the plate. But so far, the V-Mart keeping the ball on the corners, running on the outside corner. Pretty hard to do much with that pitch. Definitely not thinking about pulling him. If he does come inside, you're just going to try and foul that pitch off. Got a good changeup here. Going to be a ball.
Bouncing ball to first, deep behind the bag. Pujols has it, and the threat is over. Tigers get a couple of 2-out hits. We'll go to the 9th in a 1-run game.
Take a picture, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Could you please take a picture? And then they act like they've never seen a camera before.
Well, you get that a lot.
Well, I'm just saying in general, I'll be walking by and somebody say, could you please take a picture? Oh, sure.
Here's the 0-1. It's low.
Be happy to. So just
you sound a little annoyed at these folks that are asking.
I'm not annoyed at all. I think it's a cool thing. Good communicative thing. Socializing with people. Beautiful. Nevertheless, we got to hold the Angels off here, and just thinking ahead for the Tigers in the bottom of the 9th. Should we hold them off? We'll be down by 1 run. Kind of moves.
Slow roller towards short. Routine there for Iglesias. Pujols is out.
I'm thinking Roger Davis is getting loose right now. Probably would pinch run him for JD, Tyler Collins, Nick, or McCann. Andrew Romine, I mean, thinking about Ian Kinsler, who's hit a home run off Houston Street, I believe, this year. Where's he going to fit in? What else you got?
I think you pretty much covered it. It's going to be Martinez, Collins, Castellanos. I mean, you're not going to pinch hit probably for Martinez or Castellanos or any of those guys. Collins, left-handed batter.
Yeah.
So
you're not going to pinch hit for him, but would you pinch run?
I would.
That's the question.
Yep. I think, well, it depends who. I mean, it's that problem that managers seem to have to deal with at the end of close games. If you get it to extra innings and all of a sudden, what if you took JD out of the game to pinch run for him?
Well, I say you got to get there first.
Yeah.
So I would do it. And Carlos Perez, the catcher, is 32%. 25 stolen bases, cut down 12. So, you know, everybody knows Houston Street. Raji could be down there getting loose. He can be, they have a little video thing they can go down there and look at. You could look at some of the moves that Street uses or try and find the keys. Everybody will be ready. But first things first, we got to get the Angels out here with no runs.
2-2 on David Murphy. Each ball club with 11 hits. Houston Street trying to get a 4-out save in this one.
Yeah, he can do his homework too, right?
He's kind of chilling right now after getting that final out of Martinez. Murphy waits on a 2-2. Lifted in the air to center, and Ghosts is under it. 2 up, 2 down. 3 in a row retired by the right-hander Wilson. There's Eric Aybar.
Three hits tonight for Aybar. Tigers have had a tough time with him so far, but need to get him right here, get back in the dugout, and score some runs. Get on the grass at third base, taking it away. He will bunt.
Oh, 0-1 on Aybar, and a big RBI double in the 5th inning. Neither starter today really did all that well. Weaver and Simon both gave up quite a few runs. In fact, Simon gave up 8.
However, Jared Weaver is on the line for a win if Tigers don't score.
Here comes Iglesias, running scoop, double pump, got him anyway. Wilson did what he had to do. A 1-2-3 ninth. Street takes the jacket off. JD will lead it off in the bottom of the ninth.
Houston Street going 1+, got the last out of the inning for the Angels, and he will face JD, Tyler Collins, and Nick Castellanos to start the ninth.
Ball one missing outside. Martinez single double and a walk in his last 3 at-bats. Average now at .290 on the year. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 JD Martinez. There's Collins lurking on deck.
Heater away.
Hit.
2-1.
JD Martinez, you can look at 22 home runs in the 7th inning or later since 2014. Pretty good position right here.
He missed with it. 3-1.
But I saw a flinch by the umpire there, but didn't get the call. Favorable count here for JD.
Popped up. Looks like it's going to stay in play. There is Pujols. One gone.
It's a pretty crafty pitch right there. Well, slider, 3-1 count. Got JD to just not get it all. One down. Went with the slider down the side of the ball. Looked like a fastball and just breaks right at the end. Frustrating at bat there.
So now Collins with 1 out. Ball 1.
Throwing Tyler Collins up top of the heaters all night. That and breaking balls down and in.
That's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Rajai Davis right there. You can see he's got his gloves on. Probably been down in the tunnel running, making sure he's loose, running some stairs.
Down the right field line, and that's going to drop. Base hit. Collins is aboard. The tying run is on. Going to bring up Castellanos. Rajai takes his jacket off, or his sweatshirt off.
Yeah, he's probably not going to run for Tyler.
Keep in mind the Tigers still have Ian Kinsler on the bench.
I'm sure he would hit for Andrew Romine should we get down there.
Castellanos single and a double. His RBI hit made it a 1-run game in the 7th. Ball 1.
Looks like mostly away to the right-handers. Tyler Collins does have 1 steal.
In the air toward right center field, and it's going to be Calhoun to make the catch. Castellanos retired. There are 2 gone now. Now James McCann.
James has not faced Houston Street so far, I don't believe.
Kinsler getting a helmet now. He'll move to the on-deck circle. We'll see if he gets a chance. McCann, 2 out of 4. Ian to the on-deck circle. Houston Street trying to get a 4-out save here. Tigers now out hit the Angels 12-11. McCann with a 2-run homer in this game. That was against Weaver, one of the final batters that Weaver faced in this contest.
Still playing deep in the outfield there. No doubles.
In the air to center. Trout coming over, and that is that. So the Angels will hold on to win this one in a wild ball game here at Comerica Park. Houston Street will get the save. And the Angels take game 1 of the series. 8-7 the final. We'll be back.